morning, everyone. Happy, happy, happy. Give me some hearts if you're out there. Love you all. All right, let's get started. I have a big event today to watch with close to my heart, so I can bring you some new stuff. So we will get started today. So like I told you last week, I'm doing this Mary Borders with thin cuts. It's Z3900, and I'm going to teach you this, and then a couple variations. So it has the Mary in the piece, and these are really cool because this is all together, and then there's a separate one, and then there's some lines or some what do you call that, grid that you can punch out. And if you look to last week's video, you'll see where I did a card with this piece. But then along with being all attached, there's some separate pieces that you can play with, and maybe I'll play with those next week. Okay, so first thing I want to show you is kind of how to make a background. So I'm actually going to show you the card that we'll be making, or that I'll be making, and some of the pieces that I use to do it. So I punched this, thin cut this out of the Scarlet glitter paper, a little piece of it there. This is part of the mix-ins. This is just cardstock, and I'll show you how I did that. Little trick tip for you, if you will. And Christmas, this is Scarlet paper, and this is evergreen. Okay, so let's get started. How do we do this? So I am going to take my evergreen ink pad and this one. Okay, oops, looks like I couldn't see all of that card. Let's get that a little bit better. There we go. Hey, Brenda. Okay, so there we go. Just making sure you get it. And I will take stills and put them with the video today. Okay, there's the first one. Hey, Peggy. How are you? All right, so we're going to ink this up. Nice. You can tap, tap, squish, swirkle, swirkles, tap, tap. However you want to do it. I like to line stuff up on my grid paper. Make sure everything's inked nice. And I want to kind of try and get this line that's on there onto the bottom edge, which is a little easier if you put it on something different color. So I'm white on white, and wow, look at that. Okay, we all have those days. Let's try it again. Of course today it would happen because I have other things going. Let's give it a little huff and a puff, and make sure we press on everything. Give it time to transfer. Better. Not perfect, but better. Okay, so I'm going to wash that one off and go to the next one, which is this one. Okay, which is our pine tree, if you will. And we're going to stick that in right there. Okay, so you're just kind of building as you go. And next is this one with all the lovely berries. And we're going to ink that up and add that right about, trying to figure out where I had it before so I can make it the same or similar. And we'll just put it in. There we go. Okay, so that's how you do that part. Close the, oh, I'm going to do that. So now I'm going to take a sponge, and I'm just going to fill in where I wanted it to be closer. So there's always a way to fix it, right, ladies? Give me some thumbs up for that one, right? There's always something you can do. We'll just work with it until we get it the way we want. Okay, good enough. And there goes the phone. Hold on a sec. Alright. Got rid of that as much as I can. Alright. So there's that. Now, how do we get those pretty little berries on? Well, here they are. And here's what I did. I took my glitter paper and an 8-inch hole punch, and I went through and just hole punched. So it's a great way to add, and then you just take them out of there, and then to some liquid glue, make a dab where you want it, and then tweezers are our best friend for this, and just put them on. Oops. Come back here. Oh, you would do that. Let's get rid of that one. It's not going to be pretty. Next. Next. And that's how you put the little berries on. Now you could do, you know, our liquid pearls. You could do the stickles. Whatever you want. Okay? But that's how I did it. Another way you can do it is to use our embossing pens. You would color that in, sprinkle some red embossing powder over it, and do it that way. So that's how I built that. I'll show you that. Ah. Hey Lori, how are you? And here's the card again. So that's card number 1. Put any questions that you have down below. And we will move on to card number 2. And card number 2 I'm going to just walk you through, because you know how to emboss, and if you don't, let me know. So I just punched the Mary out of, or thin cut it. I keep saying punched. Probably because I got a punch over there. Thin cut it. I white embossed all of this, and this is where I took my pen, and it's a pink color. So when you color on there, it's pink, and that was already the white embossed, and then I just sprinkled a little red on and heat set it. So there you go. What do you think? You like that one? So tell me always which one's your favorite in the comments, and we have one more to do. And this is the wood grain paper, white embossing, a little red, and a little pin. This is also, again, the evergreen color of cardstock back here. Okay, so let's move on. And the next one I want to show you is from the catalog, and it's this one right here. And I didn't really think it looked all that great. I don't know. And I don't have the little stars. I'll have to put the little stars on later. I just saw that. I just remembered that. I know where they are though. So I'm going to walk you through how to build this. Okay? So the first thing, let's have our piece of paper. Again, we're going to start with this one. And this time I'm using fern for our first layer. Okay? Sometimes that little end will move up or down, so I just pick it up and let it flop back, and it should seat itself again. Okay? Alright. Ink this up. And this time we want about a 1/4 inch gap. So again, I'm going to line it up so that way I can go to this next line, which is a 1/4 inch. Okay. So then, pardon if my head's in the way. You just set the 2 ends down on the line. And let's see what we get today. Alright, there we go. Pretty straight. It's all good. Alright, so that's the first layer. And then I'm going to put, so that's our first layer. So then I'm going to put this pretty layer down. I just love these leaves. And I'm using sage ink this time. Get it good and inked. And I'm just going to go up to this line. Set that down. Move our ink out of the way. And there's number 2. Clean that off. You know me, I always have to do my cleanup. And next is going to be toffee. Now this one, I'm going to ink up, lightly take off, give it a huff, so that way it transfers what ink is left to give us number 3. Okay? Wash that off. And now to our red, which I am using Scarlet. Oop, got my finger in it, darn it. Don't want that to go anywhere else. Okay. And I'll show you stills of, I have each layer here, so I can show you stills. I'll put it in after I upload the video. So line this up again. And this is going to go right about there. And I didn't really like this in the catalog when I saw it. I thought it was a little bit busy. But then once I made the card, I realized it's very pretty. Now, so that's the top half, and then you would build another one for the bottom half, okay? So then what I did with that is I took this little grid, I stamped scarlet red ink on scarlet red paper and thin cut the Mary, okay? And then I took this little Christmas and I stamped it in toffee off on white and cut it out. I didn't want a chance possibly messing up the card after I had it nearly done, and it needed to overlap a little bit. I don't know if their card's a little bigger or what, so that's how I did that. And I will pull in the card. Actually, here's the page so you can see. I'll hold this up. Oh my, the sun is out and my windows are open. I hope you can see that. Let me see. Give it just a sec. It is very bright at the moment, but there are lots of clouds. Looks like we need to come up a little more. You can see how sunny it is. Oh good, the clouds are taking over, so hopefully you'll be able to see just a little bit better. So there is what I tried to recreate, and here is my card. So this is just a zip strip from the Mix-Ins paper. So I put that top and bottom, and then I put 1/4 inch of the scarlet paper, and then I put those 2 layers that I made, and then I put a little white piece in between where those 2 lines were. And you can see this one kind of went wonky, but that's okay. It's an original. And then I layered on my Mary and my Christmas, and then I made a little bow. And then, like I said, it's got like 3 sparkly gold stars to put here and here and here, and I will find those and add it to the still shot. Look at that. It said spam, of course. You know, it's 2020. What can we say? So anyway, I'll pull in all 3 of those cards again so you can see them. And that's what I'll try today. Now the original one that I saw was on the really light kind of gray wood pattern, and they just did white up and down, kind of like this, and then had another piece of the wood in between that matched, and then the word peace. And I will make that one up in a couple of days. I've got a couple of days of events with Close to My Heart, so that way I can show you new product, and we'll have something really fun for January. It's a home decor piece, and when you see it, you better get it, because I don't know how long they're going to last. If they make it to the end of February, I will be really surprised. Okay? So don't forget, Give me some of that smileys. Give me some of that love. And tell me which is your favorite. Merry Christmas, Merry on Wood, or Merry in Evergreen. Okay? Merry Christmas, Merry on Wood, Merry Evergreen. Thanks, ladies. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Any comments, put them down below. Bye now.